How are you feeling this morning?
Oh, I'm feeling grateful. I'm taking it all in, being in the present moment, and I'm relieved. Whew.
Now, was there anything from Final Tribal Council that viewers might have missed out on? Any jury discussion, questions, anything?
There was a lot more conversation about our stories and our legacy. So you really did get that with the Christian question. And then we definitely hashed out some other votes and decisions. But you really did get the meat of what happened. And it was very much back and forth. Jonathan and I both had advocates on that jury. And it really did kind of feel like a back and forth through the whole thing.
Now, you had some low moments in the early part of the game,
I
kind of a
did.
slow start.
I
Did you have
did.
any moments where you were like, oh my God, why am I back out here doing this again?
Yeah, I was sick in the first couple days, and I knew I was in a funky spot at the beginning of the game. I got off on the wrong foot. I was very aware of it. I tried to fix it. I probably definitely made it worse. But I just put one foot in front of the other and said, like, you can get through the next day. You just got to keep going. And I really just tried to keep positive that even if I felt like crap, there was a way out of it.
Now, you've played the 39-day game and made it to
Yeah,
the end. Now you've done 26. Tell me a little bit about the difference in the physical
sure.
and mental toll on your body.
Yeah, so I've been diplomatic and said that they're harder in different ways. Like I think the 39-day game is harder physically. The 26-day game is a lot more like mental gymnastics, but the 26-day game I think is a little it's more suited for me because I'm someone who doesn't do well with any downtime. I need to make rapid decisions so I don't overthink. And in a way, like just having to go, go, go was good for me and a little bit easier for the way my brain chemistry works.
You talked a little bit in the show about the art of the slow build and kind of peaking your game at the right moment. Why is that timing so important in Survivor?
I mean, I've studied Survivor at this point, Nick, for 10 years. I studied the players. I was listening to every exit interview from every member of this cast. I studied like game theory stuff. There's a guy who's on the show, Gotta Get Out. He was called Doodles, Nick Metzler. He talks about like how you have to make the move at the right moment. And I thought a lot about that before I went out. If you make your move too soon, you become a threat too early. I also know from season 32, season 38, I watched two people really emerge and be like the top of the news cycle at just the right time where people didn't have so much time that they could get them out, but it was enough time that they could really shine and be the center of attention. So I really thought about that timing a lot, especially after the Ozzy vote.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. You were in
Sure.
a lot of tight spots. One
Yeah.
hypothetical I wanted to run with you. Tiffany was one puzzle piece away at that final five immunity challenge. If she wins that, was there anything you could have tried to do, or do you think you were just cooked?
I was cooked. I was cooked. And Jonathan pulled it out by one piece. I was gone, 100%.
Okay, I do want to touch on your ploy about telling everyone, like, whoops, I forgot to play the idol.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the aftermath of that. Was that hard to pull yourself out of?
My gosh, that idol thing, that was like my Peter Julia cross out in 32. It really was. I mean, the aftermath of that is that they were not happy with me. And that ended up being kind of poetic because I played it, which I had to, because
Hmm.
I would have just burned my little I didn't have much social equity coming into the merge. If I hadn't played that thing, they were going to feel like I was clowning on them. I was going to destroy any social standing I had. So there was fallout, but then it was a little bit funny when Devens and I could have used it to save ourselves in the vote after I burned it. But hey, that's how it works. You got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you consider maybe not playing it and just being like, you know what, screw these guys, I'm keeping it, whatever?
No, I had to play that. I mean, just like you have to read the temperature in the room. Did I want to play it? Hell no, I wanted to hold on to that. But you have to read the people. Like I spent this entire game putting myself in other people's shoes. And I really thought about this game. These are returning players. They are all the heroes of their own stories and their own seasons. And I kept putting myself in their shoes. And like at a point, like you could say I wasn't forced to do it. I knew what I had to do to gain any degree of a social footing, and that was the move I had to make.
Yeah, so like I said, there were a lot of tribals and situations where I was like, oh man, Aubrey's in a pickle. But which one did you feel most worried about?
I mean, I really felt the most worried about the Aussie vote. You'll see me crying after that, after that rock draw. Rizzo, Jonathan, Ozzy, and Joe had been on the beach that morning. They were broing down. I'm like, oh, these guys are together. I have no shot. And at that point, I didn't even realize how close Ozzy and Rizzo were. But that one, I felt like I had no shot. And wow, we made it happen.
Any moment in the game where you feel like you could have done something or should have done something differently?
Man, I think I probably wish I had a different day one. It was so interesting. I know Genevieve thought I was coming at her immediately. And in that moment, I thought I was just having conversations like other people were calling Angelina chaotic, Rizzo, lazy. And I said she was dangerous. And I tried to address that with her head on. I really did. And I clearly did not go over well. I actually started that conversation and I admitted to her that I had called her dangerous to people. And I tried to talk to her a lot after that. And she did not want to talk to me the night she went home. She was not willing to work with me. I tried to talk to her. She refused to. What would I have done differently? At the very beginning, I probably would have made Stephanie feel more comfortable with me. She was always worried that I would not commit to her. And I think that Stephanie and Colby were the keys to the alliances that formed on their first tribe. And I didn't make Stephanie feel comfortable enough.
The Steph, the Colby, the old schoolers, they kind of viewed Rizzo in certain moments as like lazy, Gen Z. Now, was that kind of like a generational gap that was happening? Could you like kind of feel the difference between the old schoolers and the new era kids?
Yeah, not all. I think there's a lot of people new era like Jonathan, old school heart, and there's some
Mm,
older players like I think Ko Wrong was a little bit new era coded in moments.
mm.
Um, I could see where they were coming from with Rizzo, but man, I was very privy to his wisdom. Like Rizzo is amazing one on one, and I would see him going around making relationships, and I'm like. He's not just lazy around camp, as they say. He's got something going on. So there was a gap. I mean, but that's the thing. I know I said I was receptive to people, and I was. I was very open to like, what are the different ways I perceive people, and what are the different ways people are being perceived. So Rizzo's really interesting. He's got different sides for different people. Some people just weren't willing to see the other side of him.
Now, I know we talked last night about the prize pot going to 2 million, but I want to ask you what that Mr. Beast coin flip was like watching it in the moment when you're just sitting there, like taking it in.
Oh my gosh, when I was watching that MrBeast coin flip, I thought I was gonna go home. So I'm like, because I thought I was after Devens and Devens was safe. I was just so conflicted. And part of me wanted to flip it. I was like, I don't know, I could be in a weird spot. Maybe I go for it, but something inside of me was just like, Devens was born for this. Like he really was. He is a wild man. I played with him on the edge and I just knew he was supposed to do it and I just listened to my intuition. I mean, it was just I can't even describe that moment. It was oh, and it's spinning. It was wild.
Now, I know you played 4 times, but I'm curious, could Aubrey Bracco return on a Winners at War 2 or something like that?
Oh, Nick, I think it's
I
time for
have
other
to
people to
ask.
play Survivor. I know I'm so honored and grateful, but I'm so ready for other people to have their shot. I can get emotional thinking like I'll never play again because it's just like it's so fun. I know it's fun. I don't always make it look easy or fun, but I'm having fun. But I think it's time for other people to have their shot. There's a long list of people who deserve it.
Any final moments on your entire year-long experience of Survivor 50?
You know what? This is funny. People have asked something you didn't see. I cut off a lock of Ozzy's hair with a machete and I buried on the beach because he wanted to leave pieces of himself around for 2.
Oh
You're
my,
the first person I've told. I totally forgot that. So
oh
cool.
wow, incredible.
Yeah.